So good. I love it.
Welcome to Geek Flicks. Tonight we're reviewing a Patreon special. Thank you, Taylor. We're reviewing Promare. Maybe Promara original title. I trying to read the original title. I can't say it. So this is a Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steve.
And so let me give you a little.
I'm glad you went second there, Sean. Because
I always think that you go second, though.
I do go second.
Why did you fuck that up?
You went really fast. You were like, "This is something right after."
Very slow, Steve.
Listen. It's late. Right.
It's very late. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we're gonna have to start this recording all over again.
Why are you starting the recording all over again? Just keep going, bro. Listen, this is what the synopsis was. 30 years have passed since the appearance of the Mad Burnish, bro.
Mad Burnish. This shit is Mad Burnish, dog.
A race of flame-wielding mutants who destroy half of the world with fire. A new battle begins when another group of aggressive mutants appears. Initially released in May 15th, 2019, directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi. Language Japanese, distributed by Toho Company Limited. The box office was $1.5 billion in Japan, 17 million worldwide.
God damn.
God damn.
$1.5 billion in Japan?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not converted?
Billion like yen or something?
Listen, maybe it's yen. Okay, look,
I'm seeing like the worldwide gross is like 10 million, and I'm like, that's way different than 1.5 billion. But
well, the worldwide gross was 17 million anyway. Don't say 10 billion, 17 million. Get it right.
Okay, well, we're looking at two different sites, but okay.
Casting, I mean, look, man, I'm trying here. Yeah, Johnny Young Bausch, Leo.
Johnny, gosh, that's fucking Adam from the Power Rangers. That's the Black Ranger. Put some respect on Johnny Young Bosch, isn't it?
I'm sorry, brother. I'm my bad. I didn't mean to insult the shit like that. I'm sorry.
He's the frog.
Yuri Lowenthal as Messi. Aichi Sayatomi as Leo Fontia. Carrie Walgreen as Lucia Fex. Matthew Mercer as Guerra. Tenachi Matasumi as Gallo Thomas, and other people, bro. Listen, I try.
I appreciate it because somebody keeps messing with my computer, and like I couldn't see you guys, and I couldn't see the synopsis. Like it went timer mode.
It's okay.
We kept it going. You were just sitting there looking real pretty off camera. You were off camera, but we saw you.
All right, so I'll let you guys go first.
All right, I'll start. This movie has a lot of elements. Johnny Young Bosch being in there has a lot of elements of stuff like that I like Power Rangers. It has a lot of that over the top, kind of the calling out the moves and the names of stuff while you're fighting. That's something that I really liked in Power Rangers when I was introduced to it. It's not something I'm very fond of now, and I like that Power Ranger stuff because it has nostalgia. But this I don't really have nostalgia for. Anime's hit and miss with me. I like some, I don't like some. I'm very particular about which animation I like. Sometimes it doesn't make sense which ones I like or don't like. So I really like Studio Ghibli, but I also don't like the animation in Pokemon like at all. So it's like, there's which are obviously two very different things, but like it's just really hit and miss. And this animation, besides the action scenes, isn't for me. I really like the kind of the poses and kind of stuff that they do when they're fighting, and a lot of the camera work when it's fighting, but most of the rest of it, like when they're standing around eating and it's like, their mouths are like their whole face, and it's like, and it's like oh my God, I don't know what we're doing here. It's a lot of that stuff, and not really for me. Also, the story I could see coming a million miles away, like the big kind of the arc of the main story, and it's been told time and time again. I was actually more interested in like the premise of this, like the preview part, like the 30 years ago when all these fucking Mad Burnish showed up and started fucking shit up, and like the wars that happened and all this back and forth, like before you got to that utopian society at the end. I was like, whoa, that's a kind of a crazy story. Like all of a sudden one day everyone just started spontaneously combusting all over the fucking planet. And then, you know, that shit was just really, really cool. Then they introduced these weird, like, interdimensional aliens at one point, and it kind of threw me off. So I'm sitting at a sidekick on Promare because I really like the action, and I really liked some of the designs or some of the animation in that. But for the rest of it, I wasn't that big of a fan. But I did like the music too. It was kind of poppy and kind of all over the place, and it kind of like made you feel weird about certain scenes. Like it'd be like this crazy action scene, and then like I love the Japanese like fucking electrical guitar and shit when they start going nuts on some of that stuff. I kind of like that. So sidekick for me.
I'm probably at a sidekick as well. I had a hard time watching this movie. Like I did not understand for the first 30 minutes what the hell I was watching. And then I started figuring it out because I was trying to figure out the story. You know, like all I have is people yelling at the screen, and then yelling, you know, then the screen would change complete color around it, and then you would get some kind of suit formation and some kind of like I do not like anime like that. Like I don't like just like I'm watching a RPG that I'm not playing. I'm just watching somebody play an RPG and telling me what the move is that they're doing. And they're just screaming at each other back and forth. And I'm like, and then when like everything would go into crazy color mode, I'm like, where are they? And then they're walking, you know, they're running somewhere, but it's like on the side of a building, but it's all pink and blue. And I'm like, I don't know what I couldn't figure it out. But maybe it's because I'm not an artsy guy. Like I'm not artistic. I am, you know, I'm just not that.
I didn't have a problem understanding.
Well, like, I understood that it was a firefighter. I was like, "What? That you get the story of the Burnish," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I don't know, like it just I got it once I figured out what was going on. Like it was kind of like a, you know, it was kind of like racism, right? Like they were just arresting Burnish people that weren't doing anything bad. The one guy was making pizzas and all this kind of other stuff. So it's like, okay, I get your story now. But like the opening sequence, I was so lost when they started just attacking, and then or the main character that we were following, I can't remember his name now. Just started yelling and screaming. He's the greatest firefighter in the world, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
I mean, it's
not for me. It wasn't for me.
I followed it just fine. I was actually kind of like turned off by how rote the story was. I was like,
maybe that's the problem. I thought it was going to be something more, and it's just the two guys screaming at each other on the screen. I don't know.
We have
one guy sitting up there like on a throne.
Very different. Like I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with like I don't know, the story and the dialogue. For the dialogue, like while I wasn't like fond of the dialogue, like I understood it. I didn't like. You know, I understood who was who and what was
Gallo, right? That was the main guy, right? Gallo. I don't know.
I gave it a year. I thought it was fucking awesome. I loved everything about it. The animation was awesome. Like I love that kind of animation, the forced perspective, I like, you know, anime is really different. You really got to kind of know anime. I'm not really a big anime buff, but from the 80s
anime action scenes, Sean, like you're saying with the first perspective, like when it's like close up on the shoulder of the robot while it's flying, that kind of shit is really good. Really
Dude, you remember that Turtles cartoon from years ago that was on Nickelodeon? It was like a lot of forced perspective, and it was like
were they in the future?
Yeah, it was like they were coming at each other, and it was like real like at you. I love that Turtles. Not a lot of people love that Turtles. I love forced perspective. So like to me, it's how I draw anyway. So it's like kind of like I'm into all that shit. And like I love fucking robots and shit. So man, when they did that robot shit at the end, I was in. I was like, oh, and like him transforming to like mecha suits. I love this whole thing. This thing was dope as shit. Like I really enjoyed it. I love the colors. The colors were great. There was not the story was fine. Like it told a story that I kind of like figured out really early. I was like, okay, well that's where we're going with this. And it was just funny. My man was like in a blouse and shit. Like that was funny because he was like he had a real Prince vibe to him. But overall, I thought it was cool. I thought actually that was a girl at first, and then it wasn't that. It was actually a character, as a boy. So like, but I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed this cartoon. Like I did not think I was gonna like this shit, and it just kept telling the story, and it kept going, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the whole thing. I just loved everything about it. Like the fast anime is really cool. And like the way that they were shooting things and like, shit was coming out at you. I loved it. Thought it was great. Storyline was easy to follow, was not hard at all. I'm so
I got lost and then I found the story. I think the first fight, the opening fight sequence, I did not know what the hell was happening.
Well, you're kind of not supposed to. Like this is where you're getting introduced to everybody, and you're like, oh, they do that, and this guy does this, and who's that guy? Oh, that kind of guy does this, and that kind of guy does that. And,
Love the whole team. Love the
the secondary characters on that firefighting team were just that. The most screen time they got was like in the end credits when they got their little this person played him. Like, oh, who is that? That was the tech guy. I guess I saw him for a second at one point.
I have a very guilty pleasure of fucking anime music, and I love how they go. Like I love like just how they just do their whole thing. It fucking works.
And it's like you got the girl singers, and it's like the music's like super heavy. And it's like orchestra behind them, guitar behind the heavy metal guitars. It's really Final Fantasy music, man. It's fucking great.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Steve.
That's Attack on Titan too, dog. That's that whole.
I know. See, I'm watching Attack on Titan, dog. I fucking love this shit.
The music's really good.
Like there's like a Japanese bookstore in New York, and you go in there, and all they're playing is like soundtrack music to fucking cartoons and anime. And they're all like,
you're gonna bump me up to a high sidekick. You might,
dude.
Just because you're so excited about it, and like the good, like the lows for me are low. Like when they're sitting there, like I said, when they're sitting there eating at the pizza place before the action starts, I don't like the weird. There's certain bits of anime that I'm not fond of. Like, and this almost feels like it's half complete, like when you see like all those fire hydrants in a row.
I agree. There were some moments that I was like,
the animation doesn't really feel fluid throughout. It kind of jumps between some stuff that feels not done to some stuff that feels like overly done.
Right, but you see,
it's very cartoony. Like right there
I don't like this.
Oh, this shit fucking love
this shit right here is great.
Fucking
this is the best.
Yes.
I can watch this shit all day. This shit is great.
Yeah. Fucking forced perspective on shit, anything all day, dog. I love that shit. Look at the design of that character. Like the design of that character is phenomenal, dog.
He's really
like
good.
I love this shit. Like yo, I love this shit so much. I started looking for fucking toys. I was like, do they have a fucking toy in this? Yes, they do. They have a fucking robot. It looks awesome. I need to get that shit, dog. Like it is. This was really cool. Like I was in, man. I was so in on this shit. The burning
when he gets introduced, that character, and he's sitting there and he like puts his head on his head on his fucking fist like that.
Yeah.
It was just a cool look.
Look at that shit, dog. Like, come on, man. Anybody who loves art loves this fucking shit, dog.
Again, like, I started by saying I love the action in this.
Yeah, the action is great. I agree. The story, it was what it was, but like at the same time, enjoyed it. I really fucking enjoyed. Look at that shit, man.
No, this shit all looks really good.
It's just great. They did a great job. Like for real. Like I am not like, look at that forced perspective. Like you can't tell me shit. No, like this it's just fucking cool. Like the character design is great. Like I love the no heavy lines. just light lines and then when you see like a foot, and to me again, the way that I draw is forced perspective. Like, so when you show a sneaker and I'm at that angle, I'm like, I'm automatically analyzing all this shit that they're doing, and I'm like, yo, I gotta draw something like that. Like, I gotta take poses from it, and I gotta like use that, and just like the colors in the background, the smoke. I dude, this is why this shit gets a hero for me. It's just the animation, man. It's just the character design was really great. Look at that, yo. Fuck you, dog. Like, yo, when people are like that shit.
They do that a lot, though. They do that a lot.
They do. A lot. But I like it, though. It don't bother me, man. It's like a comic book. It is like a comic book, dog.
It's great with it's like super extra detail, you know?
Yeah, man. Yes, man. Look, I'm sorry. Like, this is just some shit that I just thought was great. You know, again, I get there's moments where you're just like, this is kind of boring, but it's this. But it didn't bother me because I was getting a story from it.
I guess my problem was the story for me was it felt like we just needed to get there. Like, it's like, oh, you're working for the bad guy. He's the real bad guy. You guys need to figure it out.
This shit right here was cool. Shit. Like when he like got out of the fucking like the thing and the shit just unlocked and he was like testing it the whole fucking time. I thought that shit was dope, man. Like, it got weird here, like they were just kind of like talking and whatever, but it didn't bother me. The character design was really great. You know, if you love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, you gotta love the way that they draw this shit too, dog. Because it's almost
sometimes this lighting, I don't know. It's like, again, the movie feels uneven. It feels like they spent a lot more time and money on certain scenes and then not so much on others. And the lighting there looked really good. But
you can't put everything into something. Like, everything can't have the same feel to it because you gotta tell some kind of story. And like everything it has to have like darkness and light. Like, I understand.
Sean, you're comparing it to Spider-Verse, but like when I'm watching Spider-Verse, I don't lose where I'm at in
well, because you already know the story. You kind of know the story, and you know it's what you love. So even the Spider-Man cartoon that you enjoyed, I did not enjoy that cartoon as much, but I respected what it was. But at the same time, you knew, even if that animation was shit, you still would have loved that because it's Spider-Man, and you know you love Spider-Man. So
it's true. But
you have a heart and feel for Spider-Man, no matter what kind of story it is. For me, it's more the drawing and the aspect of the animation. And again, I tell you, the forced perspective for me works in certain animated styles. Even the Spider-Verse is to me is still fucking amazing. I hated it for my own reason, but the animation is fucking phenomenal. And this has the same animation style that it does. It's not exactly the same, but it has those perspectives and those colors and like
the same flair, the same action flares are in here with like the forced perspective and the close-ups, extreme close-ups, and very quick moving cameras.
Yes,
I guess with me, no matter what I'm watching, it's story first, right? And if I'm losing perspective of where things are, what's happening, then I'm losing my interest in the story.
Yeah, I don't understand how you lost your interest in the story because the story was right there. It wasn't really like difficult. I don't know, man.
I see a dragon showing up out of nowhere. I see like all these weird.
But it showed you how it got there, though. He showed you how it got to that level, how he became a fucking dragon, right? You remember that in the story.
I remember, yeah, but it was the first fight that really, and like I think when you were going crazy with that title card for every character, that's where I was like, we're pausing in here for. But I get it. Like I said, it's not for me. It's not.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, it has to be a personal preference.
You don't watch anime either.
Right.
So
it's a personal preference. Outside of the anime that we've watched here together,
right?
You know, because I like that. That was the Blue-Eyed Samurai. I love that. I thought that was fantastic. I like One Punch Man. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This, I just feel. I don't know.
Like I don't
it
like
does
this.
in a sense, but I
This
feel
animation, I don't
disjointed.
like.
And maybe that's what it is. I feel disjointed here with this movie, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe it lost my interest.
I can see that. When it got to this shit right here, dog, I was like, oh, I'm in. Yo, when he had the robot and shit, I was like, oh, I'm in. You know what
But
this animation? You know what this animation
This,
reminds me of?
I don't like this, Sean.
I was
I-
gonna say
This
I
right
didn't
here,
like
this
how this
talk,
looked
like
either.
I don't like the way any of this looks. This
It looks weird because it's like,
bad.
oh, weird and shit. Yeah, I get it. But it reminds me of the Star Wars Visions episode.
Well, a lot of this studio
Twin.
did some. This studio
Yeah.
did that. Yeah.
So that's what this reminds me of, and I love that one. That shit was amazing to me.
Again, Sean, I think when we reviewed that one, I was like, I don't like the animation when they're standing there talking, but when the action starts,
see
it's fucking tough.
I can
You know?
see it, but this is the same shit. Like I can see that, but to me, I don't look at it as just one whole. Okay, the animation looks like shit right here, but like it don't bother me because I keep going with the story. And then this fucking robot looked amazing. Like it's like some fucking like real like
That looks like some
Chogokin
Power Ranger
shit.
shit.
Yeah, it's like some Chogokin fucking robot kind of shit, man. I love that. I love anime robots. So again, my perspective on shit is a little different because
This for me, this robot was cool, but like it
it's
just
dope
kind of
shit.
looked like a bunch of angles.
Yeah, but like when you got like certain poses and shit, like this shit was fucking dope as shit.
No, this shit was awesome right here.
I
You
love
got
this
that
whole
big ass
fucking
robot.
thing. Yeah, man. Like, yo, this is why this should get a hero for me, man. Just overall battle robots. Like, come on, man. You got me in. I'm in. Like, look at that positioning right there. Like, that was cool. The eye, like, I love that shit.
The spin camera around too.
Look at that, man. Come on, bro. I'm in. I'm just in. I'm sorry. I get it. I understand. Like, you know what I mean? It's definitely,
Yeah, knock that motherfucker out of his fucking seat.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Stop it. Perspective. Boom. Coming back at you. Like, come on, dog. Fuck. Sick, man. It's just fucking sick. Different angles, different perspectives. They put a lot of it. It's a lot.
But if you don't like it, there's just nothing you're going to be able to say to somebody that's like, don't you love it? And they're like,
No. Look at that. I love that. Like, boom. Ding. Like, I love that shit. God damn. So to me, again, this was a hero for me.
And see, Lil likes Disney animation movies. He likes it's much different. That's not so much. And that, Sean, those movies,
you don't get.
You're talking about no, you don't get any of the fucking crazy force perspective stuff like that. But what you do get is consistency. You get consistency every time you look at every frame. And sometimes one will feel a little unfinished, and you're like, "Why did that one?"
Well, it's a different studio, different money put into different things.
But if that's what you're into, if you're that when you think of animation that I love, and it's not this. Now you can love both. Don't get me wrong, because I find a lot of love in all this stuff. But
of course,
I did not hate this movie. I did not really. I
didn't hate it.
I wasn't too terribly interested in the story because I was more interested in the setup to the story. I was just kept going like, I want more of that, more of like our world dealing with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when the Burnish showed up.
Like
that would have been maybe that's what I needed, a prequel.
That would have been a much different story though. That was more grounded in reality. This is very fantastical and
when my man had the glow. When my man had the glow though, I was like, oh, he had the glow. Like,
so he's Bruce Leroy with the glow.
He did go Bruce Leroy on him. He did because he thought he had him, and that's where he went. That's where he like pulled that little flame shit out of him, and I guess that shit happened. I guess I don't know. It was crazy though, but I liked it. I thought that was dope. Again,
when my man had the glow.
Where is it at? Where he had the glow at? It was like right here or something like that in this area right here. Remember when he was like firing at him? He was just walking towards that shit. Shit. Oh, come on, bro. Like that shit was mean. Looking like fucking Goku and shit. Come on, dog. Like that shit. He had the glow. Yeah. Oh man had the glow, and that was it. Look at that dude looking like fucking Akuma and shit from Street Fighter. I I was all in on this shit. So, man, to me, again, I can't say that. Like, it was a hero for me, man. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a great. Who recommended this? Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, thank you, brother. I appreciate you getting me to watch this one, man. So this one was dope to me. Still says a hero. I'm in.
I'm at a high sidekick. You talked me up because the problem is, Sean, it has been a week since I watched it. I'm not as current on it as you are. And I did forget some of that stuff. Like I had forgotten that big white robot, and when he did that punch, blam, and the ground flew up. I was like, oh man, that was really good.
And it's been 2 weeks for me. So but no, I didn't hate it. It's just not my cup of tea. That's it. I mean, that's why I gave it a sidekick.
We ran the positive gamut of ratings here on this movie, from sidekick all the way up.
Because I do appreciate some of the stuff that I saw. Like that's the thing. Like I can see it, and I can see the artistic point of view. I just get lost. Like,
but
everything is blue and pink on the screen at the same time, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm seeing now.
But there's something about this movie that. I mean, I started watching Attack on Titan right after this, and it has a lot of the same flair as far as force perspective, music.
Maybe,
This might be something I end up going back to be honest.
I guess if I start watching Attack on Titan, I better watch those previously on snippets to remind me what the hell happened. Because
you shouldn't. It's a relatively.
I'm just saying, like, again. I got the story literally when they went to that the pizza diner, and I figured out everything. I was like, okay, this is where this is going, what's happening. But that first whole fight scene when they capture the prince guy and everything.
When the main bad guy was like, I'm also a Burnish, I was like, yeah, no shit. Like, it was like, the movie was like, dun dun. I'm like, like,
we've seen this before.
This has been, you can't. It would have been a twist if he wasn't, I guess.
When I watched this shit, I automatically knew. I was like, Star Wars Visions. I was like, I'm in. I was in. I was like, I'm into this. And then I realized I went back and backtracked. Again, you're right. Same dude who did fucking Star Wars Visions did this shit. I'm in. I love that shit. So I'm all in for this one. So,
all right. Well, there you go. Thank you, Taylor, for bringing Promare to the forefront for us this week.
And if any listeners out there want to give us a recommendation, you can do like Taylor did. And who else did that paid review? Was that
Fernando has done it? A few others have done it in the past. Kenneth has done it in the past. So
we are workers. We will.
So yeah,
we have a price.
You can sign up. You can sign up for our Patreon and donate and force us to watch a movie. Like I think it was Kenneth forced me to watch Eternals. So
that's right.
There you go.
And
that's it.
Got wrecked on the show.
So that is it for tonight. This is Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steve. Until next time, everybody, keep it geeky.